Okay, I've got the movement flipped over now in the movement holder so that the dial side is pointing up. And we're going to disassemble the last parts of the keyless works and the last parts of the motion works that are still on the movement. The keyless works is the mechanism that lets you shift between being able to wind the watch and being able to set the time on the watch using the crown and stem. When you pull the crown out, you can set the time on the watch. When you push it in, you can wind the watch. And so that's part of it is this piece right here. This is this big metal piece here does two things. It serves as a bridge that holds on some of the parts, and it also has this spring that sticks out from it. And you can see there's a little peg sticking up in the spring there, and there's another hole in the end of the spring. When the crown is pulled out, this little peg right here, which is attached to this lever, pops into the further one out here. And when the crown is pushed in, then it goes up to here. And so what this spring does is it keeps the crown in the position that you pulled it in or out to so that it doesn't slide back and forth easily. And before we take off this part, it's just held on by these two screws. We need to release the spring tension in this so that it doesn't pop off and fly away. And I think I'm going to have to use, I don't think the tweezers are going to work for that. I'm going to have to use a screwdriver. You can see there's a little bit of grease there too that is used to kind of lubricate that part of the movement, to lubricate that little spring. Okay, I need to release the tension in this spring, so we're going to use a screwdriver for this. Just kind of push it under there, I think. Hopefully this one will be the right size. There we go. Now it's up off of it. That way when we take the screws out here to hold this metal plate on, the spring tension won't cause it to pop off. I'm going to go ahead and take those screws off camera. Okay, I've loosened the screws, and one of them, annoyingly, fell down in there. I'm going to take the first one off with the tweezers, the one that's up here, and then see if I can reach that other one. I'm just pushing it further into the, oh, there we go. Now we can go ahead and lift off this metal plate. Now we can lift off these little wheels here. These are part of the motion works. And these gears are what turn to set the time on the watch. They move the hour and minute hands. Okay, now I'm going to lift off these levers here. This one here first, and then this one, and then there's a little wheel down there, a little gear that we will take out last. There we go. And something just fell out. Oh, the little gear that I said we needed to take out fell out the bottom. Okay, that popped off too. And that's laying on the table underneath the movement holder also. And then there's a spring in here we need to take off also. But first I'm going to pick up these pieces that fell onto the table. I'm going to lift this spring out using the tweezers. I looked at this because I thought the spring was under tension. I was afraid I was going to have to take some measures to make sure that it didn't spring out like the click spring did. But it looks like it's not under tension right now once I've taken the other parts off above it, so I can just lift it right out. There we go. Shaped like a little letter J. I'll drop that in there. And that's all the parts from the motion works and the keyless works.